All right, so we got a part 2 of the same video. We're cutting the door, okay? Cutting the dually fender, making the door gap on the dually fender today. So that's what we're gonna be doing here. And you see I got the line put in. So this is just pretty much a rough guesstimate on where the line goes. You can see you got the door line on the bottom, rolling around, up and over the top. Now, I know this is about right here because we're just going straight off of that one. But then when it gets down to here, don't know where it is. And I didn't take a template of the back of this door beforehand. So I got that other Cuda sitting over there, got his door. So this is what we're gonna do. Gonna get the back edge of the door, get our cardboard, put it on there, and get that shape on the back side here. So we'll put the cardboard on, and then just very simple, you just push down on the cardboard, and it'll give you the exact curvature of the back of the door. Oh, look, you can just save some money. So you can see here, see the line? And that's exactly where we'll cut. And then transfer that over to here. But before I do that, since I can't see the back of the door here, I don't know where to put the back of that cardboard. So I have to be able to, I think what I'm gonna do is measure from the front of the door all the way to the back of this door. So the front to the back, mark it on there, put the back of this lined up with that. And then once that's done, we'll take this cap off. You can see I got the welds going already. We'll take the cap off of here and put our door handle in. Cuda door handle. So that's the next step. Alright, so you can see that guess wasn't too bad. And that was just basically a tape line I had to put on there. And it's sitting right in the middle of that tape line. So it lines up pretty good. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and take the dive, go ahead and cut it. Oh, there you go. I got that last cut. When I did, the door dropped down a little bit. You can see the door moving. So the door is actually going to sit up here. But because of the extra weight from this piece, this cap we have on here, it's dropping the door. So you can see how this fender's moved around a little bit. Before anything goes back together, before we put the plates on the inside, which I'll show you right now, if I can get this. Before we put a plate on the inside of here, this will be capped, covered over. It'll go down to this edge right here. So before we do any of that stuff, we got to get all this situated, get it so it's sitting flush, everything's right back where it was. Put some bars across here. That's pretty cool. I'm really excited about this. This is awesome. So now we're also going to get in here. You can kind of see the where the door handle goes. We're going to measure over and see exactly where that door handle sits on here. It looks like we're going to have to move it down just a little bit just to get it in the middle of this panel, but That's basically what we're looking at. All right, so you can see here all those little notches. This is just my way of doing things. I mean, there's a million ways of doing it, obviously. But there's the panel. Now, getting back to this, I'm gonna get off track. These little notches here. See if I can focus in on them. I put these notches here so that I can weld inside to the bar that goes across this bar here, the flat piece. So that flange runs across inside, and I want to be able to weld to that so that when I bolt this thing, it stays exactly where it's supposed to be. Then I can come back and weld that whole edge up and grind it down, and it's all said and done. I just put a bead in it just because, kind of to mimic like the door edge or something. I don't like this being flat, so it has to have something, but you can see there's a bead in there. Just wanted to add a little bit of detail when you open up the door, so it's just not just some flat piece. But this is going to get welded up completely all the way down, and then we'll continue the welds here all the way around, and then we'll be able to take this thing off and it'll be complete. These bolts inside, you guys haven't seen these yet. These are going to end up being very short and black, so that they don't really stand out. But the stud is going to get cut down to where it's flush with the nut itself. Okay, so now the front part's done. All right, so this is what we got so far. You can see we got a door gap. Now there's still a lot of things we got to work on the door gap, making it even for one. But just to show you, when you open the door, that's what it looks like in there. Just like that. Look how clean that looks. See, that's why I add a bead, so that it just gives it a little bit of detail instead of being just a flat piece. Looks very good. Give you a shot from here. So this is the cap. All finished out, all ground down. The welds all gone. And it is done. Even these welds are ground down here. You see how it comes up, and then it goes flat, and then it'll go straight across to this piece of metal. You can see down in there, that little piece of metal that's on the door. That will all be welded together in a flat surface. I'm gonna show you something cool though. We just got a box in today, and Matt's gonna be happy about this. His grill showed up. This grill is a 71 Cuda Grill, aftermarket from Classic Industries. So this thing is pretty awesome. I'm gonna get it out and show you what it looks like. Dang, that looks good, really good. So here's a brand new grill in the car. Obviously it'll be painted, and there's chrome pieces that go around here and along here and around the headlights and all that kind of stuff. I think we're gonna do away with the chrome. We have to put it on anyways, but I think we're gonna end up just blacking it out. So there you go. 71 Cuda Grill. So the 71s are the only year with the 4 headlights. All the rest, the 70, 72, 3, 4 had 2 headlights. And then this is just a really cool grill section. Kind of awesome. So here we go. This Merca. These are the pieces, little chrome pieces that go around each one. You can see it, they go like that. Trim it out, and then there's a slotted grill piece that goes in there, which I think we're gonna end up changing out and going with whatever screen material that we end up putting in the exhaust here. Maybe something along the lines of this. Cool looking mesh. But yeah, Tony and I were worried about if this grill was gonna fit because of that right there. Tony, I know you're watching right now. Tony, by the way, is out of town. Buddy, I know you're watching. And that's the situation we got here. We knew this was gonna be a possibility, but because we didn't have the grill at all. And we were trying to get this back far enough where it wouldn't have any problems, but that's how far out we're sitting right now. We're gonna have to move the core support back even further and hopefully have enough room for radiator. Well, there's plenty of room for the radiator. And one more thing that I just noticed. Tony, the header panel you made, it's beautiful. Great job, amazing. Couldn't have asked for anything better. But it's a 70 header panel. Y'all remember this piece? That piece being made? It goes on the front. Look at it, it's all done, blacked out, beautiful. Well, here's the deal. I thought 71s were the only ones with the bottom piece on it. This piece, but apparently it's not. A 71 has this top panel and this bracketry right here. Not that one, or this bottom piece, because it has it built into the grill already. So, Tony, we're gonna remove all this stuff that you did. So, door is cut. It is all said and done, ground down. Got a pretty nice gap going on. Gotta mind the gap. And you can see it is rounded off. All beautiful. Same bead roll in here that we got on the door side. Let me get you a good close-up view. All right, so this is what we're looking at. So that's that little part here. All right, this bar up here is just so I can keep the door level, make sure nothing ever happens. I don't push on it, you know, because there's no latch in it right now. But even if there was a latch, I would still put that in there just for safety. So the next step is to get the door handle on. I don't want to cut this hole, but it's got to happen. It's going to happen. So this template I made right here, this template is off of this hole. And this piece, it's really hard not to look at my screen over here, but I'm going to try not to. So this piece here was actually cut out of the door, okay, underneath this. This is the original piece from the door, got cut out, big hole in the inside now, and now we got this, all right? Then this is gonna go onto the door itself, right here. So if I were to measure the door itself and find the square where the factory handle went, it would end up right here. I don't like it, right? Doesn't look good. So I think what we're gonna do, what I'm gonna do is take this and find a really good spot for it, something that makes sense. I like it more towards the back, definitely, than the front. It looks better towards the back. And let's see, we're at this level. I mean, it looks pretty good right there. We can come down a little bit so that maybe right about there. How's that look? Kind of a natural spot. Yeah, that looks pretty good. This is a little angle grinder I'm using with a 40 grit roll-lock. These things are a lifesaver or a life taker of your hands and your fingers. Have fun. Just in case you guys are ever wondering, my headphones in here, my earbuds, these are my ear protection. Wear them a lot, almost always listen to Cody Johnson. If you guys don't know who he is, go check out Cody Johnson. This perfect country music. All right, so really quick before I cut this, you can see the marker. That's obviously the outline of this piece here. So what I want to do is cut right below the line to where the blade is actually going into the marker but not past the marker. So I want it going in there halfway on that marker line pretty much, so that when I put this in here, there's a very small gap all the way around and the weld has a place to basically penetrate into that section. So you can see when this is sitting in here, the marker's showing. Okay, there we go. See the marker? So now when I go to weld, there's a little bit of a gap right there. I don't want it tight up against it because I want, once you put that, you know, once you weld it, it's gonna pull it in just a little bit all the way around and tighten it up. If it's butted up completely really close, it usually does some weird things. Come in or out, you gotta go dolly a bunch of stuff. But in this case, it'll be pretty flush. I'm still gonna take this off and dolly it out after it's welded on.
All right, now we're down to the door handle being put in. So I'm still grinding down these welds here, but I like to grind these down about halfway before I go all the way with them. Like there was a weld here at one time, and here you can kind of still see a weld, and all the way around. I like doing this mainly because I can dolly the back and get it pushed out if it needs to come out at all, which just the bottom does right now. So the bottom is straight, it's flat, and it needs to have somewhat of a curve. It's gonna stay like that until I grind it the rest of the way. Okay, now we have a door handle, thank God. So the door opens, dually fender's cut, door handle's installed, and now we move to the other side. But before we do, well, before I do, I'm not gonna film any of that. I'm doing this other fender, but, so basically, it's open. Cool door handle, we'll get new ones. Because these are kind of worn out, you know, easy to open. And if it's that tall, you can always open it with your thumb. It's way up here. So, cool looking piece.
Thank you very much for watching and following this crazy build we got going on and following the projects we have in the shop. We love having you guys along for the ride, and have a nice day.